We are studying the Caddo tribe. Here are some facts
and
information.
The Caddes built houses that looked like beehives. They had 2 doorways and no windows. It had a large hole in the top where the smoke from the fire came out. Chief chose people to build the house. They put holes in holes and tied them together at the top with a leather strap. Then they covered the poles with wood. They covered the wood with mud and grass. Grass houses were sturdy when dry. Everybody in the village helped. It was cool in the summer and warm in the winter because they had a fire going in the middle. They built winter houses out of clay. They even had closets. It's cool. Smaller houses connected by tubes joined the big house. The family that owned the house prepared a big feast. They used reeds to make mats for their bed. They put cornstalks and hay on the roof. The 2 doorways, there was one facing east and one facing west. Now Kanan is going to tell you about some of the Caddo clothing. Well, he's not here right now, so Mia can tell you.
I can do that. This is some clothing that Caddo had. Women wore one huge braid down the back in hot weather. On the other hand, when it gets cold, men wore black leggings with some cloth. Women wore moccasins. For jewelry, the Caddos wore animal teeth, feathers, and shells. Their clothing was mostly from buckskin until the animal was extinct. Women wore blouses mostly every day and skirts made from duckskin. Wow, I would get tired of that. The royal chief wife wore most of the stuff from mulberry plants, and when it gets cold, the Caddos wore fur hats. Kanan, where are you? You have to tell us about children.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
When a child was born, the mom took the infant to the river to be washed. There was a naming ceremony a week after the baby was born. The priest came to the house where the baby was born and talked to him. Boys took baths in icy streams to make them tough. Brrr. The men taught their children what to do in a war party.
Party time!
They tried to engage the child with foot races. The uncle helped the most. The grandma helped the child with respect.
I'm going to tell you about some of the weapons and tools that Caddos used. Their hoes were made out of the shoulder blade of a buffalo. Ew! They made tools for digging out of wood. They burned things to make the land flat. It saved a lot of time. They made bows and arrows out of wood. They even snuck up on other tribes, shot at them, and ran.
Make a run for it.
The Caddos were known for their pottery. They are also known for their reed mats, rugs, and blankets. They used gourds to make rattles. They made instruments from bird bones and hollowed out reeds. They made drums by stretching deerskin over a hollow log.
Now, I'm going to tell you about Caddo food. The Caddos used dogs to hunt bear, javelina, and buffalo. They also trapped rabbit, coyotes, and fox. Also beaver. Caddos are known for their fancy food. Yum! The Caddos hunted bear, deer, frogs, and buffalo to eat. They are very good at hunting. When it gets cold, they eat the fat of the beaver. Gross. Also small birds, chicken, duck, and turkey. They were really good fishermen. Caddos were very good at farming. Their most important crop was little corn, was planted after rainy seasons. It took 5 or 6 weeks. Flour corn was ready to harvest in about 3 months. The best ears of corn were hung on their houses, where they could be smoked. Fish was smoked to keep it from spoiling. Convenient. Meat from the animals was made into beef jerky. The seeds from the corn were saved in case of their drought. They raised beans, squash, sunflower seeds, pumpkin, and tobacco. Now, Kanan is going to tell you about Caddo's customs and religion.
The Caddos worshiped people and things in temples. Temples were bigger than houses. Temples had a fire burning at all times. They used tobacco and pottery plates to serve burnt offerings. The Caddo people believed that the great supreme being had sent 2 young boys down to help the Caddos. No one was allowed to see these boys. If people did, it would cause death to the person or their family. Each tribe had at least one medicine man. When a Caddo died, the size of the ceremony depended on their position within the tribe. Immediately after death, they prepared the body for burial by bathing it carefully and dressing it in fine clothing. If the person was not of high rank in the tribe, the burial might take place in a matter of hours. However, if the person was important, such as the priest or the shaman, the burial might not be for several days. Now, Will's going to tell you about where they are today. Let's hope they're not dead.
Caddes were safe and healthy until the white people came. They brought diseases like the measles and war. By the 1800s, only a little bit of the Caddo tribe remained. However, they are probably most the smartest Indians in Texas and are remembered for giving our state its name. Now, Kanan and Mia are going to tell you some interesting facts. Take it away.
In the piney woods of East Texas, 24 tribes made up the Caddo Nation. They had 2 chiefs called Caddes. One took care of their war and peace, and the other took care of their religious matters. They had many helpers. Some had a woman as their chief. Members of the tribe called each other Tejas, which mean friends.
When you just did it.